Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be talking about my first year in New York, my experience, how do I feel, how do I think, do I have any regrets, all of that and all of your questions that you've asked me. I'm excited to get into it. Before we do, you're welcome to subscribe. If you do subscribe, you'll be getting a lot of self-development videos from me. So if that sounds good to you, I'd love to have you here. So I get this question a lot, and recently one of the many questions that I received is just generally, how are you finding New York? Are you loving it? This is what I reply to my friends every single time they ask me, and I mean it so wholeheartedly. It just keeps getting better every single day. I fall in love with the city every single day. It's been an incredible experience. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about the world, America, and just everything in general. I would not have it any other way. Like, I am living my dream, and you think that you're gonna get used to that, but I'm not. Every single morning I do my affirmations and my morning ritual, and every single time I say what I'm grateful for, and every single time I say I'm so grateful that I live in New York, I'm so grateful that I live in the United States, I'm so grateful for this apartment. One of my other friends said, you know, how are you finding New York? And it just hit me with all of my might to say, I feel so accepted here. Like, I feel like I can fully be myself. I feel like I can say anything and I can do anything and people will accept me. Maybe they might not agree with me, but they accept me. I definitely feel that freedom of speech. Not to say that Australia doesn't have that, but here it is exercised every time you step out and you talk to someone, and I think that that's beautiful. The world is my oyster. There's millions of things going on, and there's just limitless potentialities to be your best self, and you're encouraged. Oh, this is all just spilling out of me now. I love that people here are so real. Like, you can talk to someone and you ask, how are you? And they say, you know, I'm really annoyed at this thing right now. And I'm very strict with people coming to me with negativity and complaining. And that's another thing that I actually do not find very useful here in the US. I feel like a lot of people are very dependable on the temperature and the political climate, and I understand that, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people keep it real. People speak their mind and they are themselves. It's not on the surface stuff. If they feel like they want to say something, they're gonna go outright and say it, and that leads to great friendships, deep connections, and that's what I have been striving for ever since I decided that I wanted to move to New York. I love having conversations that are not just kind of surface level. I feel like people are very accepting and welcoming. At first I thought, oh, maybe it's just because of me, because, you know, Americans really love Australians. Like, maybe it's just how I portray myself. The people want to be very open and welcoming, but, you know, I've really been looking at like new people that are coming in to work, right? There's no sense of belittlement. It's all very much like, you're accepted. I'm gonna treat you as if you've been here for 5 years. You know what I mean? It's just so easy to feel welcome here and loved and accepted for exactly who you are. Another thing that, you know, I've always knew this about New York is, you know, the work ethic and the ambitiousness. I'm a very ambitious person, and what I said was, you know, New York, people recognize you for your talent and they respect you. And, you know, in comparison to if I did YouTube in Australia, I'd be like a wallflower. Here it's like, okay, what's next? But at the same time, they mind their own business and they're not like looking at you too much. And if you fail or if you win, it's like, it doesn't really matter because people just respect you for hustling, right? I just feel seen here. Like, I feel fully understood, like what it is that I'm about. People listen, people respect it, but at the same time, they're like, okay, I love that for you. I'm gonna respect you and I'm going to give you all of these tools and accolades for you to keep going, but I'm also gonna be minding my own business. I moved to New York being a video producer, and then I got promoted to senior video producer within a month, and then NY deputy head of video within 5 months. And don't get me wrong, I definitely worked so hard for that. I feel very seen here, you know. People recognize that and people will lift you up. People want to lift you up here. I'm not gonna keep repeating this, but that's not to say anything that I say good about New York is like crapping on Australia or Sydney or like places that I've worked at or people. Like, I absolutely have had the best experience. I've always had an amazing experience in Australia, and I love Australia with all of my heart. But, you know, we're talking about New York, so I'm just going to state my, you know, opinion about New York. At the very start, I suffered a little bit from FOMO, and I thought that I had to do a million things because there are so many things that you can do here. There are so many events, musicals, Broadway shows, you know, parks, activities, boozy brunches. You know, I went on a date, and dates here, can I just say, are just cream of the crop, like the best. Randomly, one day I thought I was going to like a low-key party, but then it ended up being like an underground huge event with free food, bottle service in Times Square, in Sony Hall, where so many films have been filmed, and it was just magical, and it was something that I didn't even expect. So it's like, if you're open to opportunities, yes, 100%, but it's also like go with the flow. And so another date that I went on, he was like, you need to really have like your blinders on and have a clear vision of what you want. And I'm like, that's right, because like the city's gonna swallow you whole. And he's like, like literally what I was about to say, the city's gonna swallow you whole unless you have a clear set goal of what you want to do. It can be lonely if you let it, but I'm really grateful because I like being alone because I have my goals. I know exactly why I came here. I know every single day I have a set schedule, and it's gotten to the point now where it's like sometimes social events get in the way because I want to really work. And that's not to say I'm closed off to events, but you have to just have like a clear vision. If you came here to live your best life, go and do that. If you came here for your career, go and do that. If you came here to live and just, you know, see where it takes you, amazing, see where it takes you. But just don't stress about like, should I be doing this, should I be doing that? Have a clear set schedule of, if it is a career, then focus on that. If it is, you know, just living your best life, just go wherever life takes you, wherever the opportunities come, because there are a million. The city is for every single person. The city molds into you. Like, whatever you want to do, the city will say yes to. Someone asked me, do I have any regrets moving here? And I can say with a whole heart, with confidence, absolutely not. I do not regret moving here. If anything, it just, as I said, it just keeps getting better and better by the day. The only thing, and this is not a regret because I believe that every single thing that we do teaches us, shapes us, molds us, makes us into better people, is, you know, drinking a lot at the start, because this is what I didn't expect. And I'm talking solely off my experience. I'm not overgeneralizing and saying every single friend that you have wants to go out, go to boozy brunches, you know, go out and drink. Every date is gonna be just drinking, because I have had very wholesome experiences here. I had like the nicest date at Washington Square Park. We had like a little picnic action going on. It was very cute, very wholesome. But there are more opportunities to go to boozy brunches than I have had experience in Sydney, or there are more people asking, or men asking to go on dates, to go out to drink, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the culture of drinking is very much, is heavier than it was in my experience in Sydney. And Sydney, Australia, Aussies like to drink, but it's like then you wake up with a hangover the next day, right? And then, you know, I kind of gained a little bit of weight from that. And I was like, if anything, like before moving to New York, because I was here in 2017, it's like I can see how like food really can, you know, make you gain a lot of weight if you let it. So that's how I thought I was gonna potentially go down. But no, it was the alcohol. As soon as I stopped drinking, like everything is just so much better. Like I've lost so much weight just because I stopped drinking, and I started like going to the gym more, and like focusing on myself, and that's beautiful as well. And I'm so excited about that journey. Don't regret it. I had so much fun. Like 2021 was really just about me like socializing, going out, like really just exploring all of what Manhattan has to offer. 2022, I'm just like, I am set on my path. I know exactly what I'm doing, right? So no, I don't have any regrets, but alcohol is one thing to look for, and, you know, kind of fear of missing out. I mean, I've known this as a theory, but like, you know how you know something is a theory, but like in practice, it's like, it's kind of hard to practice. So this really hardened into fact for me, and I've really been practicing this. It's like being selective with the people that you hang around. There are so many people, there are so many opportunities. Like I can go on Bumble BFF right now. I can reach out to anyone that I want right now, and I can really just be besties with someone if I wanted to within like a week, because everything is really quick here. That's another thing that I'm gonna cover. I feel like I just attracted a lot of negative people. I'm not saying that people in New York are negative, but that was just my experience as well, and that kind of weighed me down. I decided, like, after 6 months of that, I'm just like, no, like, it's better to be alone. It's better to walk alone than go with y'all and walk the wrong way. That's a quote by Russ. And just being open and receptive to people that want the same things as you. Because I swear, like, as soon as you find someone that's like wants the same things as you and is inspired and is open and receptive to whatever the world has to offer, it's like you're on top of the world and you're unstoppable. It's incredible, it's amazing, it's the best. You very much have to be reaching out to people all the time. I mean, people also do reach out, but sometimes, or most of the times, there are so many things that are going on with people's lives, people forget. Like, it's also like, don't take things personal, because people can back out at the last second, and as a culture in New York, that's not like a bad thing. That's just a normal thing. It's not something that you're gonna go back to your friends or your boyfriend about and be like, oh my god, like Jenny just like last minute, you know, didn't want to hang out with me. Like, that's totally normal in New York because there's millions of things going on. The pace of Manhattan is just very fast paced, and so you really have to get used to it and have this sanctuary in your apartment where you come home from a hectic day and you can just unwind and relax. Like, your mental health and your mental practice has to be on 100 here. I visited Brooklyn for the first time and I was like, where am I? Like, I got whiplash. Every time I get out of Manhattan, I get whiplash. I start getting dizzy. I'm not joking. Like, this is a real thing. And I'm so used to it now that I find that it's normal, but things are just like really quick. Like, you can just feel the energy. It's not like anything else in this world. Like, I feel like I have to keep going. And time is literally like you're in a time warp. Things go by so fast here. If I moved to New York at 23, like, it would have been a lot harder for me, I gotta say, because from 23 to 25, it was like God was preparing me mentally. Like, he was giving me all of the life lessons needed to actually make it here in Manhattan, including like self-love, because I never really practiced self-love before that. And now I'm like, and not just like slapping a face mask on, like a real true deep knowing of self-love. And I have a bunch of videos on that you can check out in the card here or in the description box down below. I think that that's the most important thing, is having self-love. Like, I don't know what I would do with that. Now, the thing with safety, I don't feel 100% safe in Manhattan, but did I feel 100% safe in Sydney? No, I didn't, but I do feel a little bit unsafer here. At the same time, I don't catch subways a lot, so that's not something that I think I have kind of the right to speak on, because I'm just very fortunate. I live in one of the nicest areas of Manhattan, and every morning I'm just so deeply grateful for that. I feel like really the city mirrors whatever you kind of mirror to it. Like, whatever is going on within you is what New York will mirror back to you. When I am high vibe, when I'm happy, when I'm like, I'm taking over the world, people are smiling, people want to help me, people approach me and are like so incredible to me. When I'm insecure, I feel like people are looking down on me. When I just feel tired or I feel some other negative emotion, I kind of feel unsafe. I've heard horror stories on TikTok and, you know, Daily Mail, but I'm just that type of person that I try to completely limit negativity around myself, because I think that if you concentrate on negativity, it's gonna come more to you. So I try very much to not kind of read those stories or watch those TikToks, but I have heard a lot of horror stories about homeless people and, you know, things like that. Nothing has ever happened to me in this past year, in a couple of months. Have there been moments where people have approached me and I felt a little bit unsafe? Yes. But have I really felt like my life is like in danger? No. When people see that like you have like bags of groceries, they kind of see, they're like, I see the struggle, and they open doors for you, they get out of the way. At least that's my experience. Honestly, if you love Manhattan, if you love New York, New York's gonna love you twice as hard. Like, there have been more supporters than negative people. There have been more welcoming people than negative people. There have been more people that wanted to see me win and have lifted me up and have brought my names into rooms that I didn't even know had my name in those rooms. When I walk on the street and I see a woman that has her shit together, her hair is gleaming, her skin is gleaming, she's walking with a purpose, and she has the bombest outfit on, it's as if I'm looking at an Instagram photo. Really, that inspires me. When I'm around that 24/7, when I'm living in that constantly, that inspires me. I feel like I'm growing every single day. Even if I don't do anything, I just feel like I'm growing. You can look at bad things always in every situation, and you can find a ton of them here, but also if you look at the good things, like the good things will return and come back to you like 10 times more. Like, it's challenging, of course, like walking up 6 flights of stairs with like 3 Trader Joe's bags because you don't want to keep on going to Trader Joe's every second day, or with your laundry, or you know, scammers calling your phone. Like, yes, okay, like whatever, there is negative things if you choose to look at that, but the positives far outweigh the negative. The welcoming people, the beautiful streets, the beautiful changes in the seasons, and you know, fall here, Halloween, Christmas, spring, summer, all vibes, all different vibes. I feel like everyone just has like main character syndrome, which I love, because everyone romanticizes their lives, meaning that whenever I talk to someone, I feel like I'm in a romantic comedy. And you know, I am the same. I've always been like that, like main character syndrome, romanticizing my life, feeling like I'm like being ridiculous sometimes when I'm doing that in Sydney, but here it's like, duh, like you're not being a main character in your movie. Like, are you okay? Like, we're not sidekicks here. None of us are sidekicks here. And as chaotic as it is, you know, you can hear the ambulance outside of my window. The positives just outweigh the negatives. The culture, oh my god, the diversity. Like, I absolutely love the museums here. Yeah, the diversity of people, the cultures, the fact that everything is so close, like Costa Rica, Mexico. Like, I'm going to Mexico in a month, I'm so excited. The Bahamas, Miami, like the fact that you can just drive to like another state and it feels like you're in another country. Like, every state is honestly like complete different mindsets, complete different people. And I just love American culture. I always have been so drawn to American culture. I've been Americanized since I was like a kid. I wish for every single person to find a city that feels like home to them, that feels like you can be yourself and you can step out, and you just know that you're meant to be here. And to end this video off is, whether you want to move to New York, or you want to move to LA, or you want to move to Stockholm, Paris, like anywhere in the world, know that you can do it. No place is too far for you to reach. Don't put moving to a city on a pedestal. Don't make that the main thing of your life, and don't think that just because you move to a new city you're going to be a complete different person. You're not. You're going to have to very much channel things within you to survive and to be happy here, or just in general moving to a new city, because it's a lot, right? But as long as you keep working on yourself and practicing self-love, and also knowing that it's possible for you, and putting in the action where you're meant to put the action, and holding that vision in your mind every single day, and knowing that you can do it. I don't care about your circumstance. I don't care if you're, you know, a waitress at a cafe. I don't care if you have children, family that you feel like you can't leave. If it's put on your heart, you are meant to freaking do it. You're meant to go for the city that you want to live in. Your life can keep changing for the better as you put the work in, but you know, there'll be more opportunities and you'll be feeling more at home, so it'll be easier for you to grow and develop, to become the best version of yourself. And that's what we're here for, right? We're here to constantly grow, spread our message, and just make the world a better place. And so what better way to do that than finding a little place in the world that's the best for you, where you feel like you can grow the best. At least just try it for a year. It will benefit you so much, and I can promise you'll probably want to stay for more than 1 year. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or recommendations on videos that you want to see next from me, I'll be happy to read all the comments. I read all the comments anyway. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.